Today is the beginning of free agency. In the wake of the DJ Moore trade, along with the Connor McGovern signing, as well as the Ed Oliver extension, there are a few names that I have on the tip of my tongue that I'd like to share with you today that I think could be needle movers for the Bills that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. Shout out to Joe Marino at LockedOnBills. I was able to watch his two-part series, which is his perfect off season, the way he sees it. I really like the work that he does. He does a lot of research and puts a lot of effort into what he's doing. I highly recommend everyone go watch his podcasts, especially the two that he released about his off-season moves. He is actually one of the only guys that I hear talking about one of the guys specifically that I'm interested in. And I'll go ahead and get started with it. Right off the bat, Khyiris Tonga. He's 330-pound nose tackle that played for the Patriots last year. While I was looking around trying to find some information about him, all I could find was Patriots accounts that were shocked by this guy and were like, can we play this guy more, please? They weren't expecting what they got from him. And I think that's, indicative of kind of where he came from. I think he was a Cardinal before that. But in any event, this guy is exactly the kind of guy that could anchor the defense and we could really, build around. He pushes the pocket. He takes on double teams. He can affect the quarterback. This guy is really someone that I think that we can get relatively reasonable price, maybe like $4 to $6 million a year, which is what we're looking for, and someone who could be a real impact guy for us. Not to mention we could take him away from the Patriots in the division. So I really like Tonga. That's the guy that if anybody else, I think that we actually need him. Second guy I'm looking at is Boye Mafe, the edge player from the Seahawks. He's not really under the radar, but I think that he's actually someone that if we paired him with Greg Rousseau, he could be a serious problem for opposing quarterbacks. Not really like the biggest structurally sound guy, but that's not really what he has to do. He's going to be the pass rush type. And he would, in my opinion, immediately become the best pass rusher on the team if we were to go and get him. Now, he is more expensive, but Joe Marino laid out a whole bunch of moves and restructures that you should definitely go check out. Because I'm not really good with all the numbers, but he laid it out to where we have like $40 million to spend. So with all the restructures, everything like that, we could definitely get this guy on the squad. So Boye Mafe is going to be my second guy that I think that we really should bring in, and that could really take us to the next level. The last guy is a super sleeper type guy, Evan Neal. He's an offensive tackle from the Giants last year. He was their first round pick a few years back. They declined his fifth-year option. He's going to be a free agent. He struggled a lot at offensive tackle. They moved him into offensive guard, and he got injured and never really got to play. But based on like his metrics and his intangibles and all that good stuff, he does seem more fit for the offensive guard position. And I'd like to see him come in, and because he's a young guy, first round talent. They called him the dancing bear, which on the outside, that's kind of what you want to be. But if we can get this guy into the building and he can actually live up to the hype that he was supposed to live up to on our team, we'll again have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL since we're bringing McGovern back. Osiris Torrance, according to Joe Marino, would be a restructure or an extension, so he would be part of the plan. Dion Dawkins, Brown, and McGovern, if I didn't say him. So those three guys, I think, are significantly affordable guys, except for Mafe. But I mean, if we do what we do, we could still afford him. I think all three of those guys could be immediate impact players for the Bills. And those guys would save us a little bit of room to go get someone else if we wanted to, like a safety or another linebacker. I think that we could address those positions in the draft. Maybe we can get ourselves a good corner. Someone I hadn't thought about, that this is kind of like a little bonus name that Joe Marino brought up, was Roger McCreary. That's a solid idea. Really go check out Joe's videos. I mean, he does a great job explaining it, and he's a much better presenter than I am, and he really makes it make sense. I'm sure that you watch him already if you're watching me, but if not, definitely go check out Joe Marino on Locked On Bills. Shout out to Joe. You're doing great stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. But let me ask, who do you like the least out of these? I'm thinking that it'd probably be Evan Neal. But I actually think that the potential for the biggest bust would be Mafe, just because of how much we would expect from him, how much we would be paying him. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Hit all the buttons. Let's have a good free agency. Go Bills.